Viewer discretion is advised. And the knight slayed the evil dragon. He hid its severed head back into the cave, thus banishing its evil spirit from ever touching the light. As he closed the book and looked at his daughter, she was already fast asleep. He carefully stood up and picked up the teddy bear which had fallen to the floor, then slowly tucked it into the girl's arms. He then tiptoed out of the room. Darn, left my phone in the room. And so he returned to his daughter's room. When he opened the door, he saw the teddy bear struggling on top of a dragon of its size, swinging a sword valiantly. They stopped when they saw him entering the room. He couldn't believe what he'd seen. He rubbed his eyes clear and looked again. But the dragon had disappeared, and the teddy bear returned to a motionless state in his daughter's arms, as if nothing had happened. Goodness gracious, mine's playing tricks on me. Almost thought I'm back at work again. Is this what happens when you work at the Foundation for near 5 years? He retrieved his phone on the table and made to the door, all the while having his eyes fixed on the teddy bear. After making sure of everything, he closed the door. No, that's definitely an anomaly. I'm bringing them to the facility soon. Might want to prepare some popcorn. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Esoteric Class Object SCP-6330. SCP-6330, also known as the Guardians of the Innocents, is a phenomenon affecting stuffed animals worldwide, though is most common in teddy bears. Manifestation of the phenomenon is referred to as a sleepwalker event. Sleepwalker events occur only within the households of families with young children, typically between the ages of 1 to 14. Events begin with the manifestation of entities referred to as SCP-6330-2. These creatures typically blend with shadows and somewhat resemble creatures associated with fantasy, such as dragons or ogres, and will always manifest beneath a child's bed. 6330-2 instances depict behavior indicating that they intend to hunt or prey upon sleeping children. Conversely, SCP-6330-1 are stuffed animals already present in a child's room. However, they appear to be non-anomalous prior to 6330-2 manifestations. 6330-1 have been shown to instantaneously manifest small wooden medieval weaponry in order to combat 6330-2 and presumably protect the child. Battles are recorded to last upwards of 20 minutes and are always near silent. In most observed cases, SCP-6330-1 emerged victorious, but are severely wounded during the skirmish. Torn wool and stuffing are common. And following all known events, 6330-1 instances have died due to their injuries. Prior to death, the instance will drag the corpse of 6330-2 back under the bed frame and demanifest. After a short while, it will re-emerge and attempt to climb the bed. 6330-1 will then embrace its child and pass away. A test was conducted on the grounds of Site-44, where a researcher's 7-year-old daughter was chosen as a subject. Placed in a humanoid containment room, she was soothed to sleep using a teddy bear, to which the researcher claimed that she had a strong emotional attachment. All right, subject and the teddy bear ready. I hope it works this time. The team waited and observed the room for hours, yet nothing happened. Only the girl's quiet snoring could be heard as the team watched on intently. As hours went by, they were beginning to feel tired. They yawned and stretched. With all due respect, sir, we've done this experiment about 13 times already, starting to lose track of what we're supposed to be doing here. The hell am I doing with some young girl and a teddy bear at work? Just a little more. Hang in there. This is it. I can feel it. Oh, look! Sure enough, after hours of waiting, 6330-2 manifested under the subject's bed. The whole room was in high spirits once more. A pair of large, scaly clawed hands emerged from the shadow underneath and grasped the rim of the bed. 6330-2, which took the form of a dragon, revealed itself, causing a stir in the room. For the next 5 minutes, the dragon patrolled the room, moving silently and methodically, unaware of the surrounding surveillance cameras which the research team used to watch in awe. The dragon turned towards the sleeping girl. It poised itself at the foot of the bed, then stretched its arms out towards the girl. It gaped its jaw wide, brandishing rows of pointed teeth and a forked tongue. As it prepared to lunge at the girl, 6330-1, the teddy bear, rose and stood atop the girl's body. It then drew a small sword and shield seemingly out of thin air. Despite having no fingers, its hand skillfully twirled the sword and banged on the shield, as if taunting the dragon. But the dragon ignored the teddy bear. Instead, it threw its jaw against the girl. With a leap, the teddy bear quickly closed the gap and sliced off one of the dragon's eyes. The dragon grunted painfully and quietly. It clutched its wound, which was now leaking a viscous black liquid. The teddy bear jumped down and ripped off a small piece of fabric from the bed sheets to quickly cover the dragon's wound. What's it doing? Is it helping its enemy? No, more like it's trying to reduce the mess and evidence of the battle. The entities clashed their sword and fangs against one another in a fierce battle for 9 minutes. Then, the dragon struck the teddy bear with a heavy slap that sent it flying across the room. "Oh no, Teddy!" The teddy bear stood back up, its hands now covered in wool stuffing, but it was not deterred by the damage. With the look of determination on their faces, they charged at each other again, but stopped dead in their tracks when the sleeping girl stirred slightly. Both entities stole a brief glance at her. The assistant said under his breath, "Come on, girl, go back to sleep." When she settled again, they resumed their fight. After 20 minutes, both entities were heavily scarred and damaged. The teddy bear sprinted from one side of the room towards the dragon, then leaped into the air and landed a fatal thrust, slicing its neck. The dragon's lifeless body fell onto the floor. The whole room cheered quietly. Having caught its breath, the teddy bear rose from its knee and dragged the dragon back under the bed. For a moment, the containment cell looked like nothing had happened at all. The girl continued to sleep soundly, and the team was beginning to feel restless again. That is, until the teddy bear emerged once again from underneath the bed, prompting the team to cheer quietly. The damaged teddy bear placed its sword and broken shield on a nearby table, then dragged itself up the bed next to the girl. It then lay down beside her. It seemed to have noticed the camera, as a small woolen thumb protruded from its round hand, giving a thumbs up to the spectators. Its head flopped onto the girl's cheek and became motionless. Upon conclusion of this test, MTF Iota-12 conducted a heavy investigation of the bed. 6330-2's corpse was not discovered beneath the bed frame, though trace amounts of the aforementioned black substance were found. Samples taken revealed it to be composed of raw hemoglobin and water, though its viscous nature and other physical properties do not support the discovery. The 6330-1 instance was removed and placed in secure storage. It has to date shown no further anomalous properties. Many years later, a call was filed to local authorities by a family in Cambridge, England. They claimed to have discovered footage of a sleepwalker event in their son's room. The footage was seized and all family members were administered amnestics. It was midnight. The child's bed swayed slightly as 6330-2, which had taken the form of an unknown monster with muscular frame, stood upright. It brandished its set of claws and readied to spring onto the child. In defense, the child's teddy bear suddenly stood up with a bow. It drew a few arrows from its quiver and quickly shot at the monster. One of the arrows struck 6330-2's canine-like snout. They fought tooth and nail for 30 minutes, making it the longest sleepwalker event to date. Eventually, the monster had the teddy bear pinned to a nearby wall, seemingly trying to strangle it. It pulled out one of the arrows lodged in its arm and plunged it into the teddy bear's chest. "Oh no, 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 not like this. Come on, Teddy, you can do this." Just when it appeared that the monster was victorious, the teddy bear reached behind its back and pulled out a small wooden handgun. Wait a minute, a gun? It pointed the gun against the monster's forehead and fired. The shot made minimal noise and the monster fell limp onto the ground. Black viscous fluid sprayed on the wall. The teddy bear then dragged the monster's body under the bed, limping all the way. When it returned, the teddy bear climbed up a desk and reached for a pen and a piece of paper, then started writing. When it was done, it limped its way back into the child's arm. Then it stretched its arm wide, never to move again. I really hope that's not the end of him. Damn it, he's a good man. Bear, I mean, protecting the child like that. We got whatever the bear was writing? I have it here. Hate to break it to you, buddy. Can it and give it to me. After reading the note, tears started rolling down his cheek. Told ya. Hello, Timothy. Thank you for always taking care of me. It really was fun. I was able to repay the favor by protecting you. Unfortunately, I am hurt and I need to go. I'm too weak to stay, and I just hope that you'll remember me. It's been fun living with you. I've enjoyed my time under your care. Going into this, I knew this would happen, with the sleepwalkers coming for you. But I'm just happy I could do my job. Goodbye, my friend. I hope I may see you soon.
It emitted a high-pitched shriek that inflicted intense pain in the eyes and ears of everyone in a 10-meter radius. Ear-like growths immediately began growing on those within 5 meters of it, covering their bodies in less than 20 seconds. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you an SCP Foundation Keter-class object, SCP-1048. SCP-1048, also known as Builder Bear, is a small teddy bear, approximately 33 centimeters in height. Through testing, composition of the 1048 revealed no unusual qualities that make it discernible from a non-sapient teddy bear. 1048 is capable of moving on its own accord and can communicate through a small range of gestures. 1048 regularly shows affection to individuals in ways found endearing by most people. Affection is usually given in the form of a hug to the lower leg, but 1048 has also been observed dancing, jumping in place, and in 2 separate events, it has even drawn childlike pictures for janitorial staff. All Foundation personnel that have interacted with the 1048 have responded positively to its affection, even D-Class with normally sociopathic tendencies. Attempts at direct communication with SCP-1048 have not been considered successful. Though it is capable of simple gestures to indicate a yes or no answer, it will often not react to lines of questioning concerning its nature or where it originated from. It is not known if this is because 1048 simply does not know the answers or because it does not want to answer. Though capable of drawing pictures, it has not used its art as a form of communication beyond showing affection, even when encouraged to do so. The more anomalous behavior of SCP-1048 was not observed until approximately 7 months after it was originally secured. It is hypothesized that 1048 is able to construct crude replicas of itself using various materials, by a process that is yet to be observed directly by Foundation staff. Dr. Carver has suggested that 1048 uses its endearing qualities to lull those around it into a false sense of security, allowing it to collect materials to produce these creations. Currently, there are 3 known creations of 1048, designated SCP-1048-A to SCP-1048-C. The nature of these creations has been in stark contrast to 1048's general behavior, as all have exhibited extreme violence towards humans. SCP-1048-A was first discovered wandering Site-24, accompanied by SCP-1048. It resembles a teddy bear, similar in size and shape to 1048, but is made entirely out of human ears. Witnesses interviewed reported that it appeared 1048 was giving a tour of Site-24 to 1048-A. Dr. Carver was called to the scene, along with a security team. The security team arrived first and attempted to contain 1048-A. 1048-A emitted a high-pitched shriek that inflicted intense pain in the eyes and ears of everyone in a 10-meter radius. Ear-like growths immediately began growing of those within 5 meters of it, covering their bodies in less than 20 seconds. Every person afflicted with this symptom died within 3 minutes, resulting in the death of the entire security team. Autopsies revealed the cause of death to be asphyxiation, caused by an abundance of the ear-like growths manifesting in the mouths and trachea of all victims. 1048 and 1048-A fled the scene before Dr. Carver arrived, and have not been contained since the incident, though sightings of both have been reported on multiple occasions. Shortly after this incident occurred, a researcher was discovered missing an ear. According to him, it was removed through unknown means while he was sleeping. No other victims of ear removal were found, so it is unclear if SCP-1048 obtained more ears from another source or if it is capable of duplicating objects or materials. SCP-1048-B was discovered by several Foundation staff members in the cafeteria of Site-24. Its appearance was nearly identical to 1048, but it moved in an irregular, jerky manner as if something is moving inside of it. 1048-B made no attempt to interact initially, until a burst in its seams revealed what appeared to be the hand and arm of a human infant poking out and grasping at the air. At the sight of this, a female researcher screamed, and 1048-B reacted by emitting a high-pitched cry similar to that of a human infant. It then attempted to forcibly enter the uterus of the screaming researcher, causing massive internal damage. In the ensuing chaos, a security team was forced to contain and incinerate both the researcher and 1048-B. Approximately 3 hours after this incident, a Foundation's doctor was found unconscious and bleeding in her office. An abortion had been performed on her while she was sleeping, and the 8-month-old fetus was never found. It is hypothesized that 1048 used the doctor's unborn child to create 1048-B. Information regarding the possible origin of 1048-B is not to be leaked to the survivors currently undergoing therapy for the incident with 1048-B, as Dr. Carver believes it would be extremely detrimental to their recovery. SCP-1048-C resembles a teddy bear similar to 1048, but composed entirely of rusted metal scraps. It was first sighted by Dr. Carver in his office while writing up a report on the 1048-B incident. It fled the room when it noticed Dr. Carver observing it. In the attempted pursuit of 1048-C, Dr. Carver witnessed the death and maiming of a Foundation personnel, as 1048-C exhibited extreme violence during its escape. It has not been encountered since this initial sighting, and is unknown whether it still resides somewhere within Site-24. The origins of any materials possibly used to construct 1048-C by 1048 are also unknown at this time. The whereabouts of SCP-1048 are currently unknown, though it is still believed to be somewhere in Site-24. 1048 is to be secured for containment, but any creation of SCP-1048s should be destroyed on site, unless further evidence warrants less extreme actions. No teddy bears are to be allowed in Site-24 to prevent any confusion or mistaken identity. Any object that resembles a teddy bear is to be reported to the security team immediately. Extreme caution is to be taken if SCP-1048-A or SCP-1048-C are encountered again. The Record of Diary of a Young Girl is a story about the discovery of SCP-1048 before the Foundation. It was written by a little youngster named Lizzie Byrne, who discovered 1048 in the top room of her new home, and she named it Benny. Ever since then, Benny and Lizzie became best friends. Benny would give her hugs, and she would hide him in the toy cabinet or under her dress. When 1048's atypical properties were found by Lizzie's mother, she started to yell about it being unnatural and took it away from Lizzie. After that incident, Lizzie wrote in her diary, "Today, Mommy had to go to the doctor. I don't know why, but Daddy and the doctor said Mommy will be gone for a long time now. They won't let me see Mommy," heavily implied that she was killed by 1048. SCP-1048 later built a living copy out of Lizzie's baby brother Tommy, and another made by her dad. She named it Davy. The fate of Lizzie and how SCP-1048 was discovered by the Foundation remains unknown.
The alarms went off, and Builder Bear was spotted with its creations rampaging through Site-24. Quick, we need to contain it right away. We can't let it disappear again. Wait, where are you going? A bear with colorful patches slipped through Dr. Manson's legs. It ran across the hallway as fast as its stubby legs could, making a beeline towards the injured personnel. It took one look at the man's missing limb and immediately fashioned one up with its own material. "You're just that selfless, aren't you? Men, I need cover for Kairos over there. I'll go bring any cloth I can find for him to do his work." When Dr. Manson returned with the necessary materials, the bear was nowhere to be seen among the chaos. Following the trail of patched-up personnel, he found the bear silently hugging a young boy in a D-Class uniform. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Safe Class Object SCP-2295. SCP-2295 also known as the bear with a heart of patchwork, is a patchwork stuffed bear. It is approximately 18 inches from head to foot and is stuffed with synthetic fiber and cotton. 2295 has a small, anatomically correct pin of a heart on the left side of its thorax and a bow wrapped around its neck. The fabric and color of 2295's patches vary. Tests confirm that no components of 2295 contain any anomalous chemical properties. 2295 goes active when within 7 feet of a human sustaining major trauma to an organ. It will anomalously produce scissors, white thread, and either sewing needles or a crocheting hook from its mouth. Then use any fabric and stuffing within reach to fashion an instance of SCP-2295-1, a patchwork imitation of the subject's organ. 2295-1 vanishes from sight while the subject falls unconscious. It will then replace the subject's damaged organ via anomalous means. The whereabouts of the replaced organs are undetermined. If there is no usable material in close proximity, 2295 will use fabric and stuffing from itself. 2295 regenerates 1 gram of stuffing every day until completely replacing any lost or used stuffing. Note that fabric used this way does not regenerate, and additional fabric must be placed near 2295 for the purpose of self-mending. There have been no cases of rejected 2295-1 instances, and all subjects recorded at the time of writing made full recoveries. Originally, 2295 was just a sentient, plain brown bear doll under the care of a boy named Michael. One day, 2295 found itself lying on wet grass in the yard. The house was on fire. It found an open window and plopped right in. The bear soldiered through the inferno and found Michael lying at the bottom of the stairs, barely moving. The boy was coated head to toe in burns. His hair had been singed off, and what was left of his clothes had fused to his flesh in places. 2295 frantically looked about, searching for something, anything it could use to repair him, but everything was in flames. There was no way to help the boy here. They had to get out. It tried to drag Michael to safety, but it couldn't even lift his arm. As the floor quaked and the ceiling gave, 2295 could do nothing but cry and hug the boy. Together, they plummeted into the earth. The next day, the firefighters couldn't find the boy among the rubble. "Sorry, ma'am, we couldn't find your son. Only this." A firefighter handed the woman a damaged teddy bear. As she wept and hugged it, she could feel it hugging her back. Time passed, and 2295 regained consciousness once again, finding itself in front of its own reflection. Patches of colorful cloth had replaced its drab brown body, and a pretty bow to tie the look together. A gentle hand picked it up. It was a man the bear had never seen before. "Hope you don't mind my shoddy work. And looky here." He lifted up a card that said, "Hello, my name is Kairos." The bear tilted its head and looked at the man in confusion. "It's ancient Greek. It means an opportune moment. Figured it suits you. Now, you're going to find that perfect, opportune moment to swoop in and be there for others where no one else can." The bear nodded gleefully. The man then nestled it affectionately into a box alongside the note. He waved goodbye to the bear and reached down for the lid. 2295 was recovered at the side of a crashed delivery mail van. When authorities arrived, it was found out of the box, sitting next to the injured but patched-up driver. Ever since its arrival at the Foundation, 2295 has helped many people. "You look wonderful. Are these the works of the bear?" "Yeah, aren't they amazing? It's like getting a tattoo, but without the needle stabbing part. Just burns. Damn, now my face feels a little bland compared to my body. Wouldn't mind getting burned a little more to get more color on my face." My heart used to beat like crazy every time I moved a little. Thought I was about to die. But then I was offered a chance to undergo an operation by the stuffed teddy bear. Now here I am, feeling better than ever. From the corner of the room, the bear caught the attention of the D-Class while peeking over the tall crates. It hopped over and they greeted 2295, then embraced one another. "Hey bear, I heard that evil twin brother bear of yours went on a rampage, hurt a lot of people. I'm sure you saved everyone's lives there too, right?" Upon hearing that, 2295 appeared saddened and began retreating back to the corner. However, it was intercepted by Dr. Manson. He picked the teddy bear up gently and stroked its head, then rested it on the table. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, fellas, but a young man, one of the D-Class subjects, didn't make it. The D-Classes were in shock. They looked over to the bear in disbelief as it lowered its head and hid itself behind Dr. Manson. How can that be? Ain't that bear right there a magic surgeon or something? Yes, Kairos here is capable of fantastic feats of surgery. There's no doubt about that. Even so, there's a limit to its abilities. You see, he can only replace things that are broken, but not fixing them. The boy suffered severe cerebral hemorrhage during the time when SCP-1048 made its appearance. One of its creations, 1048-C, damn near maimed the poor boy. Kairos tried his hardest to gather what available materials within proximity to initiate repairs. But the young man's life was rapidly fading at the time, so perhaps Kairos didn't have enough time to fashion the necessary parts to replace the faulty ones. Or perhaps it was more complicated than just simply replacing parts. Too many factors at play, Dr. Manson said as he stroked the depressed teddy bear's head. So, could Kairos do anything for the lad before he passed? Kairos conjured a sweet, Dove's king-size chocolate candy bar and gave it to the young man. It was his favorite. He was fading in and out of consciousness then, but luckily, he was aware of Kairos' kindness. Thank you, he said weakly as he grasped the candy bar. Kairos spent the rest of his time embracing him while his eyes produced a saline solution. So, what? He was curing him with the solution or something? He was crying, genius. Oh, yeah, right. Kairos, don't be sad. You've done so much for us. Look around, we're standing here alive and kicking all because of you. Upon hearing the D-Class's kind words, 2295 looked up at them with its beady eyes. Yeah, look at me. I've also got these awesome colored patches all over my body. It's better than any tattoo I could ever ask for. D3452 patted on its head and wiped the liquid around its eyes. As soon as D3452 retracted his hand, 2295's eyes got soaked again immediately. It reached out both its stubby hands towards the humans. Oh, come here, you little fuzzball. You've done a lot of good, Kairos. More than enough. Be proud of that. I know I am. Together, the men and the teddy bear embraced each other in silence. Saline solution rolled down its cheeks once more. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Have a favorite SCP you want to see on this channel? Leave us your suggestions in the comments down below. In the meantime, if you'd like to see more SCP content, then check out some of our other videos right here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye!